confusion, so loss, confusion, devastation.
Devastation. Yeah. Okay. We're just naming three words that we felt when we heard yesterday about the events. If you want to pass, we can go on to somebody else, or if you're ready, you could go ahead. Yeah. Yeah. Horrifying. Frustrating. Yeah. Yeah. Let's just keep going around. What about you?
Well, everyone said many of the things I felt, but I really feel now. I just feel like deep, deep sadness.
Yeah. Sadness.
Correct. You know, how why we, I'm sharing with Zoe, these souls, why that that happened. It's just so unfathomable, and that I know in the end that I'm really sad and hold their suffering, that really I'm not helping them. That there has to be a way that maybe we can hold them in another way, because there's no way to hold to being where they're at. It's just help,
Right. Right.
and wanting to take action.
Right. Wanting. Motivated and frustrated at the same time. Yes. Yeah. Zoe, what about you? Sadness. Empathy. Is that what you said? Yeah. Empathetic. Disbelief. Yeah. No, thank you. Thank you. What about you, Corey?
Awe, frustration, and misunderstanding. That keeps coming up for me with these shootings.
Yeah.
I think it's a major psychological problem, mostly.
Yeah.
And I try to understand pieces or some of it, and I just feel so misunderstood. There's just a lot of misunderstanding for me about it.
Right. Misunderstanding. Yeah. I think that all those words, I think I felt, and sometimes you feel them all at once. And I don't often quote basketball coaches as a source of wisdom, but I did appreciate what the Warriors coach Steve Kerr said about that we've had enough of moments of silence. And that kind of sums up my frustration about it. Yet we are going to have some silence tonight in their honor, because that's where we start. And I think if it motivates you to action, be clear that it comes from love and from compassion for somehow making a difference in how it is. And I think together we can be a collective voice for those kind of things. And that comes tomorrow, I think, or even the next day. Today um, is a day of grief, that we need to feel this sadness, because from that sadness it can motivate us. Anger sometimes motivates us into action, and sadness motivates us for empathy, which brings us to action also. Um, and at the same time, the first thing we want to do is just grieve and to honor those whose lives we've lost. What I know about our belief system here, and what I've experienced from those whom I know have passed personally, that life is eternal, that life goes on, even for this young man that was the shooter. His life is eternal. There's a lot of anger we might have directed at him, at a system that didn't recognize his mental health challenges, a system that maybe sold a gun to somebody who had mental health challenges. There's a lot of things where our anger can go. And yet the truth is we need to honor this life that was still there and is always there. And we recognize the God in all life. in all life, even if it seems like it's a life form that is life denying, that there's God in there and there's life in there. So in a few moments, we're going to light these candles, and then then we'll have the meditation after that, because I want to hold this light. So before you is the one light, the light that all things come from. And then there are 22 candles here. At last report that I saw, there were 19 children, 2 teachers, and 1 shooter who died. And we're not going to identify a candle for a child or a teacher or the shooter, the person of misalignment and misdirection. We're just going to light all those for all 22 of those lives. If it's hard for you to think about this person, then don't think about the lives that you want to honor today. So what I'm going to ask you is, there are 2, 4, 6 people here, 7 people counting myself, Michelle 8. So while you're up there, light a candle or 2, your choices, and be in prayer as we light those candles. So let's begin by going into prayer in this moment. What we know is there's only one life, and that life is God's life. That life is our life, and that life is perfect. We know this life is also the life of these 19 children, some of who just received awards for honors, for good work, others described as a lively and rambunctious and fun child, and the teachers were one of heart and compassion and empathy. We know the life was strong in each of them, and that life that we know was there with them in that body is still the life and the light as they've let go of this body. We know in days to come, the families of these individuals who have passed find comfort in friends and comfort in a knowingness of spirit. We know this community in Uvalde are held in the arms of spirit, that they too allow themselves to feel the sadness and the feeling of community as they gather together and hold each other dear. And we also know that all of us and all people on this planet are guided towards the right and perfect action to keep all children safe, all adults safe. And we begin with this prayer knowing that within us, each of us is a peace. I know that peace within me right now. And I know from this place of peace within me, I can know that peace in all aspects of my life. I know you too know this peace in this moment. The peace is with you. And so we open up this time of honor, of presence, of gratitude for each of these lives. That we know continues into their next great expression with the same aliveness they had on this planet, the same love they had, continues into this next great expression of life. So I light this light and this love in remembrance. I chose a pink candle tonight. Pink is a symbol of hope, but it's also the combination of the colors of white and red, white meaning the light and the red meaning the love. And together they form the pink of hope. So feel free to come up here when you are ready to take the pink candle and light it from the peace candle, from the God candle, and light 1 or 2 or 3 of the candles you see on the table here. Whenever you're ready, you can begin to do that. Hi, you're welcome to have a seat. Could you go turn out the upper bank of lights? The lights. Turn off the upper ones. So we just take this moment to close our eyes and go within. Knowing that we are surrounded by the light, by spirit, by whatever name you call this higher power, this divine intelligence, this consciousness that is around us. We know this is the same light that surrounds each of those people that have passed as they become just the light that they always were. And the families and the community members and all people in this country and around the world. We know these type of events have a way of pulling people together. Friends and neighbors and family. May we continue to be this community, this empathy, this compassion for others. May we bless all people, whatever their perspective is on this event. And just be the love and the light that is who we are. There is a time that we will be advocates for that which is important, that which we're called to be an advocate for. Today we just soften ourselves and be in the oneness of all life. Holding the one light within us and the 22 lights that are transitioning to their next great expression, their new expression, their divine expression. We especially bless those whose light has been hidden by the darkness. For we know the light is always there. So we imagine in our mind, without a face, without a name, just those 22 lights burning before us. As we just send them love and light and recognizing the divine in them. As we have a period of silence, just holding their truth. We just bless each of them right where they are. Knowing they are part of the oneness of all life. We take a deep breath in, and in the out breath, just surrounding love around all of those community members, family members, friends who are struggling with this loss. Take another breath in and surround all people, some who may be struggling with their mental health, some failing to recognize their own light, some feeling as if they have no choices in their life. And we surround them all with love. And with the next breath, we bring that love back within us, feeling our heartbeat. Know that we have more than enough love to give to all, for it is sourced in the divine that is always renewing, rejuvenating, and alive within us. And on days like this, we seem tired, worn out, and frustrated, perhaps. And just know the Spirit is rejuvenating you in time. For that internal, eternal source of life and love is always within you, always sourced into something greater beyond you. And we know this is true for us. We know it is true for all. So we just bless these precious lives on this evening, knowing their life continues into their next expression. And the divine is with them now and always. And so it is. Amen. So it's a final ritual, a final expression of this day. I thought I'd invite you to share, and not necessarily going around the room, so to speak, but sharing something you're committing your life to. Often at memorial services, celebrations of life, I ask people to think of the person that has passed and the positive traits they saw in that person and dedicate their life to that trait for the next year. In this case, what can we dedicate ourselves to that is on a personal action, not necessarily political action, but on a personal level? What can we dedicate ourselves to see others clearly and just to be with others? What kind of action can we take on a personal level? Anybody like to start? Go ahead, Nicole. Yeah, I'm just going to repeat that so the camera, the live. So, and let me, if I say it correctly, so just to hold life in awe and wonder and people as well, not just life, people. Similar to how children do that very naturally, don't they? Just like these children. Yes. Thank you, Nicole. Somebody else?
Just live more love in my daily interactions with people, tolerance, not be judgmental,
Yeah.
really
Yeah. To live with more love with other people, more tolerance, less judgment, just to be with them. Yeah. Thank you. Somebody else?
For me, I'm going to commit to being more understanding.
Yeah. Commit to be more understanding. I was thinking that sometimes I have an intuition or a gut feeling to check in with someone, and I talk myself out of it, or I get busy. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to commit to when I have that sense to check in, to call somebody, to just to say, how you doing? You okay? And if they say fine, yeah, that's okay. But I just want to make sure I follow that intuition, that gut feeling. So just take a moment to think about whether you expressed it out loud or not, and just make a commitment to yourself. what your intention is with others. And make that agreement, that covenant with your higher self as well, with Spirit, Yahweh, God, whatever you name that relationship of your higher power. And also let yourself ask for a gentle reminder when you're not following that intention. Just a gentle little nudge, a mindful thought, a gut feeling, something that reminds you. And of those who are watching online, you too can make this commitment. If you want to put something in the chat, what your intention is, or just make it within yourself as well. And I'll also encourage you in this time of contemplation, in the days to come, you may have an intuition to take political or social action. Allow your higher self, allow Spirit to guide you towards the highest and best. What gives us all life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. The original framers chose happiness as meaning a communal happiness, a world that works for everyone. So we're grateful for our willingness to be open to Spirit. I'm grateful for my openness, and I'm grateful for your openness. As we continue to allow ourselves to feel that which we need to feel, think what we need to think, and are guided towards the action in our lives that shifts our experiences and the experience of others, that keeps our children safe, and our nation one that makes decisions that helps keep children safe as well. We know that we are Spirit in all ways, and the Spirit is greater than we are, and that Spirit is acting in each and every person. And tonight we're grateful for this. We are grateful for those 22 lives. Even if tonight is a hard time to be grateful for each life, we're open to Spirit's way with each and every life. And we just bless that life. Knowing life is good at the very core of its being, and that we are one, and all is well. And so it is. Thank you for coming tonight. Feel free to stay around and connect with others.